under the triangle should stay. And on top of the triangle, you should use the shears. Okay? And we come in here. And see how you can see it already looks like her eyes are a little bit pushed in there. Okay. And then you just measure it. So all of this down here under the triangle you want to stay. Okay, so does everybody see that?
Yes.
Also, one of the things I was always told is that this, you should take, you can take like a 10 blade, or sometimes people take a 40 blade right there, especially when the nose is pink, because it makes it look a little more black. Okay, but she's older, her nose was probably all black at one time. Now, Bichon ears really should meld right into the head. Okay, so see how they're kind of belled out right now? You kind of want to put them back into the head. And the only way to do that is none of this hair should leave. So the biggest mistake we see with students is that they'll come in here like with a teddy bear head and cut this hair off. But then you can't hide the ear in there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some weight off this ear. And see how short it is now and she's grown out? Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're going to take some of this weight off the ear. So,
Are you using the jawline for its length, or
no, it's really not anything to do with the ear. We want to hide it. So there's no reason to create.
So you want to go as short as possible?
I would like, if this dog were getting a haircut and I was putting it in a full Bichon, I'd go all the way to the leather to hide the ear. Okay? But since she's not, we're not going to go that short. So you just have to imagine that that's not there. That's all hair. So that if that was gone, we'd be perfect. Okay? And then this hair that's on top of the ear should blend right in. So if you look at it, we should bring it right into that cheek hair. And that's the very first map line I'm going to put on this dog. Now see how it's starting to hide?
Yeah.
And if I took all the hair, it'd be really in there. You see that? So if none of this hair was here, because this is where the bottom of her leather is, if it was all in here, you wouldn't even see the hair, the ear. See that?
Yes.
So, the trick when you start your map line is you want to start from the back of the head on a Bichon. Because if you start here, 9 times out of 10 you're going to cut too much hair off and you're not going to be able to hide that ear. Now, if you notice the way I scissor, I don't scissor like this. And I see a lot of you doing that. Whenever you scissor, it should be methodical, and whether you're cutting hair or not, it should always start in the same place. So you'll notice when I'm scissoring this head pattern, start in the same place every time. So even if there's no hair to cut, if you can work on getting your hands stabilized, you're not going to have those punch marks where you go in and cut pieces out. Now, we're not taking off a lot. She's not getting a haircut. We're just going to put the general shape back on, and she's the best Bichon that we have right now. Okay, but you can see it's starting to create that cotton ball. Okay, I was told that it should be described as a cotton ball with the edges cut off. Okay.
They were just so confused by this. Now, why are you not going to take off the rest of the hair?
With this dog,
Yeah.
because she didn't get a haircut.
Oh, she didn't.
She didn't get a haircut. So
Oh, I see.
she was just a bath, and I decided to do her head. Okay, but normally I would take all the rest of this off to hide this in this, because this is all good. we could put her in a full Bichon head with this, because if this is all gone, that would hide right in there. Now she would need a little bit more cheek hair. See how it's not perfectly, about 1/4 of an inch, but Bichon should be really full here.
Like, I wonder they're getting a free haircut.
So see, you can almost see it. See how I'm almost hiding
Yeah.
the ear? See how you almost can't tell it's there? Like, don't look here. See it? It's gone. The ear's gone. Right? And when I saw this seminar and when I worked with Linda on it, I remember Jay Shrugs was the one giving it, and I remember him saying, if you have someone that doesn't want the ear hair cut, just cut it a little bit each time until it gets shorter and shorter and shorter. And what's going to happen is they're going to come out with this gorgeous Bichon head, and the dog's going to look amazing, and they're not going to know why. Okay? Because most Bichon owners, if you've ever noticed, if you've ever talked to a Bichon owner, they get really mad if you say, oh, your poodle is so cute. It's the Bichon they say. That's what they say. So make it look like a Bichon.
Do they come smaller?
No, she's a little big, but she's pretty correct in size. All right, so this ear, I'm gonna go ahead and take some off. I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna go this way, okay? You guys are more than welcome to come over here, but you have your elbow room.
No, I'm going back this way.
Go this way.
I want to see it. Excuse me, lady.
So, like I said, I would take off more of this ear, put it in. And you can see we've got a hard line. You see that? Everyone who's worked with me, it's a really hard line. And we don't want that. We want it to be a cotton ball with the edges cut off. So, because my map line is always in the back, I can't see this map line cutting in front. And that's the biggest mistake you guys make. Jenny does it all the time. She stands in front of the dog and tries to cut behind it. She
Because
always
I'm
has-
trying, exactly, I'm getting ahead of myself in steps, thinking like I need to do it with.
So I can see my map line, and so I'm just gonna match it. You should always be standing in front of where you're cutting. That's why a lot of students always say to me, I don't know the holds, I don't know how to hold the dog, I don't know where to stand. And if you just think to yourself, I need to be standing in front of where I'm cutting, then that's gonna help you out a lot.
She's a good dog.
Now, anyone is seasoned enough here, probably the pro groomers, one side of her head is fuller, the hair's better than the other side. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So, this side of the head is much better. The coat is much better, which means that most people will they probably either pet her heavy on this side, or she lays on this side more. It could be one of a number of things, but it's going to influence that, and that's another thing I told Jenny is you can't make a dog match from side to side. It can look like cousins, but it's never going to look like sisters, twins. And the reason is just the dog. This side is thinner because either she rubs this side, she lays on this side, her owners pet her on this side, whatever it is, you can tell that the coat is different from one side to the next. Now the front here never gets cut like this. It's always like this, right? So when you cut curves, you want to cut under the curve because you want it to bow up. Now she doesn't have enough coat here, but it should come up and around. And that's going to make those eyes look like they're even deeper. No, that's the Bichon. So like normally we cut a visor like this, right? Okay? But with the Bichon, we want to cut the bottom. And then we would scissor up, but she doesn't have enough. So if you look at her, don't her eyes look pushed in there? And that's what you want. Two olives pushed into a cotton it to some of you guys just because it's a good practice for all dogs is to lift all this coat. You're just going to take off all these hard edges. Now, if you get really good, you should be able to do this with straight shears, curved shears. You should be able to groom any dog with any pair of shears you have. But the trick is to scissor one dog every single week. One dog every single week.
You mean like the whole dog?
I'm not talking on Christmas week and Easter week, but if you really take the time to scissor an entire dog every
My
week,
red was scissored.
yeah, then you'll get really good. You'll get to the point where you don't want to use clippers. Like I don't pull clippers down any dog's legs. Any dog's legs. Even if it's like a 4-blade, I'll hand scissor the whole leg because it's faster and funner. Well, and the dogs don't seem to mind it. Like I don't have a lot of bad dogs. And it's not because they're used to grooming, because God forbid they're not where I'm from, because all they do is shave them down and throw them into a kennel dryer. But it's because they don't have the clippers on their legs. So now that we've gotten that round pattern, we've gotten the face done, the trick to making this look really round is an optical illusion, okay? So the optical illusion comes from under. When we're under the dog, you take that short and round, that's going to force your eye up, and that force of your eye up is going to make you see that curved line first. Because what does our eye naturally see first? We naturally see straight lines first. The human mind wants to see straight lines first. So the first thing it's going to look for is that straight line. The second thing is that curved line. So the big trick is this underline. Now, imagine if the ears weren't there. The ears weren't there? Very hard. Very hard. And this isn't even really good. This isn't that good. Stiff coat. I would hairspray all of this. You hairspray it? Oh, I already hairspray them.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't see it. You don't see it? No, I don't see it behind me.
Falls on them and everything.
I'm gonna put my foot back. I'm gonna say my hairspray.
I'll hairspray.
There is on hairspray?
I hairspray.
Yeah, when you work that hard on it, I want hairspray too.
See how the eyes look pushed in? And she's more like this, but if we took these ears off, see? So if we took the hair all the way to here, see how round it becomes? She's a football, she's got ear hair. So this I would take all the way to the left. If this grew out just a little bit more, okay? All right? Any questions? Very hard. You're not going to be able to do it now that you've seen it once. Okay? All right, guys.
Thank you.